everyone, and welcome back to the workbench. Today I'm going to be doing a back on the bench review of the Taurus PT111 Millennium G2. Before we get started, this firearm of course is completely unloaded. There's nothing in the chamber, nothing in the magazine, no ammunition present on the workbench. The original review that I did about this Taurus about a year ago now is the most watched video on my channel, which leads me to believe that there are quite a few people out there looking to purchase this gun. If you're one of those people and you're watching this video, I say go ahead and do it. You can't go wrong. The value that you get for this pistol, and as inexpensive as it is, you're not going to be disappointed. As with anything else, there might be a dud or two somewhere in there, a lemon if you will, but those are so few and far between that I really don't think you have to concern yourself with that. I have used this firearm extensively as my concealed carry option. This was my primary firearm. I did carry a backup as the year went on, but for the most part this was my primary concealed carry weapon and still continues to be. The 12 round capacity is fantastic, and if you'll notice on the comment section of the original video, there were some folks who were mentioning you can even get larger capacity magazines for this firearm that fit. And that's very true. In fact, the Taurus 24/7, the second generation of the Taurus 24/7, those magazines fit in this firearm perfectly. That's a 17 round magazine. Also, SIG magazines work perfectly in here and do a last round hold open. The Canic pistols, if you got one of the Canic TP series pistols, those also fit in here, although they don't hold open on the last round, but they feed flawlessly. So those are a few options if you're looking to get a higher capacity magazine than a 12 rounder that will work in this gun. As you can see, I've done a little bit of upgrading to the sights. This is actually glow-in-the-dark paint specific to firearm sights, and that comes in very handy. It's extremely inexpensive as compared to a high-vis sight system, and it's very simple to do. I just used a toothpick, dabbed a little bit on there, and then threw some clear nail polish over it to seal it in. You can charge it up by any light source, and they glow in the dark. They are not night sights by any means, so if they haven't seen light and haven't been charged, they won't glow very bright, if at all. But if you're shooting at an indoor range and you want something that you can see, if you have an EDC flashlight, you can quickly just charge up the sights, hold it out. If it's a little dark in there to see the front sight, you can just charge that one up, and you can shoot perfectly fine with it. During the daytime outside, these work great. They're not that far off from a standard white 3-dot system, so they are very, very visible. So as you can see, this firearm shows a little bit of wear on the safety, the slide release, and up here on the front of the slide from going in and out of holsters. I have used this in classes. I actually catch heck every now and again from some folks. Oh, well, if anybody's got a Taurus, they can go ahead and just leave now because that's a piece of junk. And then I go up and I outshoot them and their Glock with this $200 pistol, and they gain some serious respect about the Taurus after that. But that just goes to show that it's not about the gun necessarily as it is the person using it. You can shoot this firearm just as well as any other firearm so long as you apply the fundamentals, train with it, and feel comfortable with it. If you don't feel comfortable shooting this, you're not going to do well with it. If you don't feel comfortable shooting a Glock, you're not going to shoot well with it. But this firearm, I really and truly believe, is an incredible value for the money. There are a few features that I would change. First thing I would do is get rid of this loaded chamber indicator. I really don't like it. I don't like them on any firearm. The safety, it's functional, but as you can see here, I have the safety engaged, but it doesn't take much to move this safety down before the firearm will fire. Taurus has had problems with this in the past. Some videos you can just shake the gun and it'll go off. That's not the case with this one at all. So let me show you what's going on inside a Taurus when you engage and disengage the safety. There are a couple things that move inside. So the first thing that you can see, of course, is the safety lever itself come up. On top of the safety, you'll see this small metal piece. That is to disengage the slide from being able to operate. Additionally, and this one's going to be a little tougher to see, but down inside here there is a metal piece. As I engage and disengage the safety, that metal piece moves up and down. That is the part that keeps the trigger from moving all the way rearward and thus firing the firearm. So when I move the safety ever so slightly,
I bring that metal piece inside down and out of the way, allowing the trigger to fully depress to the rear.
Alright, so this video was never intended to be long. These Back on the Bench Series 1s won't. I think the telling question for any firearm to any person who owns it would be this. If you could do it all over again, would you still buy that gun? I can proudly say for the Taurus PT111 Millennium G2, my answer to that question would be yes, absolutely. I wouldn't even think twice about it. If I could do it all over again, I would buy this pistol in a heartbeat. Why? Capacity is great. The size of the gun is fantastic. I have not had a single hiccup with it in terms of reliability. It has just always worked for me, and so much so that this is my concealed carry choice. This is the firearm that I choose to protect my life. So with that, I will say thank you all very much for watching. I'll talk to you again very soon.